This is, I guess, the virtual version of Whatcom IT Professionals, minus the brewery and minus the social interaction. But I think this is still pretty cool, and I'm really happy how many people we had turn out tonight. I mean, for the first one, that's pretty awesome. I want to give a huge shout out to Michael. He's the one who really kind of lit a fire under me to get this going. So big shout out to Michael,
Michael.
and all of his work he's doing. Seriously, he's doing a kick butt job. And so we have a couple of things we're just going to go over tonight. I wanted to kind of check in, make sure everyone's doing okay, both work-wise and also brain-wise, I guess we would say, as I know that this coronavirus has been kind of a weird ordeal for a lot of people. And I just wanted to get people out. Some people I know can't get out, and so I thought this would be a great way for everyone to kind of interact socially. And sorry about the webcam if it cuts in and out there for me. If I need to, I'll smack it. That seems to make it work better. But we're going to just kind of keep it pretty simple tonight. We're just going to go over some of the Discord. I don't know if you are aware, but Michael with TAGNW has opened up a public Discord, and I think it's a pretty awesome ordeal. I've been a huge Discord user for many years. I was early adopter and backer, so I think this is a great opportunity to really interact over the internet, especially with Discord. So if you don't have that, we can throw it in the chat there, access to that. And I can answer any questions after we kind of go through some of the way Discord works. How many people are familiar with Discord in here? There's a lot of hand raises I see there. My goodness, I have to like scroll through to see everyone though. But yeah, that's great. It's a great platform, and I think this is kind of a good starting point. But maybe we should do some introductions first. How do you feel about that? Let's do some introductions and get everyone interacting here. Well, just take it away. I don't know. Is it the same across the board for everybody? Is it, myself, Michael, Ryan, Eric? Is that what's showing up? Just go across, go through?
Yeah, so it goes in order of the folks that joined.
Okay.
But I can sort of kick it off. I think it goes me, Austin, Marty, Garth, Ryan, Eric for everyone. Is that true?
No.
Different order on my end.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just all do it at the same time?
At the same exact time. Okay, how about this? I'll start it off, and we'll call on somebody. We'll just call on somebody. So if you don't want to speak, you don't have to speak. No big deal. My name is Austin Baar. I own Whatcom IT and also run the Whatcom IT Professionals. I like to do a lot of social interactions like this. I think this is a great way to get all of us IT people out and interacting and doing a little bit more than what we normally do, which is either stare at code or stare at servers or things like that. So I'll pass it off to Michael. Go ahead.
Sure. Michael Gann, Executive Director of TAG, purveyor of this fine Zoom establishment. So we have been doing all sorts of things. Hopefully folks have checked out our newsletter. We have the Discord invite here in the channel, the Zoom chat. This is a brave new world combination of Zoom and Discord. So basically what we capture on Zoom will go away forever. If we want to have conversation on Discord, I think that would be a more appropriate place for folks to continue conversation. So I threw the Discord invite there. Generally speaking, it's going to be a community hub for everyone, and Whatcom IT has their own channel of #IT to make it real complicated. And yeah, so we're going to learn lots of things. I'm looking forward to learning how to use Discord from Austin. That's what I'm here for. Back to you.
Oh, I couldn't unmute myself. All right, let's go with Netty Yeti.
Oh, a Linux sysadmin and developer here in Bellingham for dealer information systems, developer operations. I stare at those computers you were talking about all day long and help people to keep them running. That's about it for me. Oh, and I'm involved in TAG, of course, and Makerspace, and of course, Linux Fest Northwest.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We'll go with Eric. I'm just going off of who I see next.
Hey, Eric Frazier, the president of Pacific IT Support. Primarily, most of our clients are in Maui. So my life actually hasn't changed one iota. Basically, this is what I do all day: is sit in front of Zoom meetings and Teams meetings and in this office. So The only difference is now the whole entire family is here. So other than that, it really hasn't changed that much. I've been a member for TAG for a while. Really, that's about it. I been back in Bellingham for about 3 years. So yeah, just still kind of trying to get into things here. The quarantine's not helping very much.
Well, I'm sure the kids at home nagging at you all day isn't helping either.
No, not helping at all.
Yeah. Right on. Well, thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Marty.
I work at a MSP called HiNet here in town. We support a lot of medical, so we're staying pretty busy with a lot of how do we work from home, that kind of stuff, telemedicine.
Well, good. What software are you guys using for work at home for a lot of your end users?
So it's a combination of like FortiClient, so they VPN into their own systems and then use remote desktop to connect to their work systems. We've been working with a lot of the phone vendors to kind of help set up phone systems, external access, that kind of thing. We've been doing a lot of Teams, actually, a lot of Microsoft Teams, because it allows them to kind of do this Zoom thing, but it's free. So
yeah. No, Teams is a great platform. Well, thanks, Marty. I appreciate it. We'll move on to Dr. Carl Willis Ford here.
So I'm Carl Willis Ford, just testing out the video and sound on my new laptop since I've pressed my regular webcam into other duties. I'm a solution architect for General Dynamics during the day, and then I'm also adjunct professor at Whatcom Community College in their cybersecurity curriculum. And then we'll be leaving GDIT this fall and starting full-time at Whatcom for the fall quarter. I'm also one of the co-sponsors for the cybersecurity group, and just generally, causing trouble with Michael.
Yes, I mean that's the good way to live. I've learned is to cause as much trouble with Michael as you can. Thanks, Carl. We appreciate it. Ryan.
Yeah, I'm Ryan Shoup. I write software for a local manufacturing firm, make some orthotic medical devices. And then in my spare time, up until the whole coronavirus thing, I was a mentor for the local high school robotics team. And so just kind of coding and support and IT and wearing lots of hats.
Yeah, I think I ran into you a few times at the Linux Fest robotics upstairs. I don't know, what do you call it, the area. It's really awesome. So if you haven't checked that out, please go check it out at some point.
I know.
Thank you so much.
We were really excited to see what Garth had some great ideas about it for this year, but we have to kick that down the road.
Awesome. Right on. Well, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you attending. Taylor, are you available? Are you there?
Yes, hopefully I'm coming through in audio at least.
Yes, you are. We got
awesome. You. Okay. I mean, how do I end up on Michael's, like, how do we annoy Michael? Is there a list for this, or that's what I'm trying to figure out.
You just got on it.
Yes. Okay. I don't have my webcam on my computer, unfortunately, so I'm unfortunately very busy. I'm escaping Tarkov. What? Just kidding. I was actually doing some work on deployments, so also helping some of our clients as well on the back end here, getting some Windows updates deployed. So that's my fun life on the side.
Awesome. Thank you, Taylor. Doug. Oh, you're muted there, Doug. You're muted, bud. There you go.
There we go.
Much.
All right. Yeah, I was unemployed when the coronavirus hit, so it's all pretty much the same for me right now. I'm doing things like prototyping face masks and doom surfing.
I like it. Awesome. Well, if you're looking for anything specific, throw it up in the Discord. Maybe we should have a channel in there. I don't know if we do, but that might be a good way to interact with people too. Is that Discord, Doug? See if we can find something getting something going for you at least. And there's a couple of people in here I know are great resources for that. So, well, thank you, Doug, for attending. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of network engineering experience and about 4 years of aerospace engineering experience too. So.
Oh, fantastic. That's a lot more than what I have. So kudos. All right, let's move on to Tessa.
Yeah, I'm Tessa. Tessa Amaro, and I'm a developer at a small company in San Francisco. I work at home in Marysville, in the Marysville area, and can't imagine anything else. So this whole virtual working at home life is completely normal to me. And I run a lot of developer meetups, about 4 of them, but the one I actually care about is the Vue.js meetup. So if you're into JavaScript frameworks, join future upcoming virtual meetups. Just look up Seattle Vue.js and you'll find it.
I think it's really cool that a lot of the different organizers, and I know Tessa does a lot of organizing for a lot of different events. I think it's really cool how we can kind of move to a virtualized atmosphere so quickly and so seamlessly. So way to go on that, and way to go to keep going on that, Tessa. That's awesome.
Much easier, definitely.
Dave, are you there?
I am here. Sorry, I had to find the mute button. My name's Dave Willingham. I work IT at DIS, at Downtown Bellingham Software Company. And I have to admit, haven't made it to any of the in-person meetings, so I'm really happy to be having this chance to be here with you all.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I think you and I have ran into each other once or twice at some point at some event somewhere. So awesome. Well, thanks, Dave. And last but not least, we have the great Brad and Jenny here as well. I don't know if you're available. Looks like they are disconnected. Nope, here they are.
Yeah, hey everyone. Sorry, I've got the mic muted because we're sitting here stuffing our face with our dinner. So no webcam, no mic. Sorry about that. But yeah, I just wanted to say hi to everyone. Brad Williams. I work for Skyline Advanced Technology Services. I'm the Director of Professional Services. I think it was Doug had mentioned a long engineering background for networks and things like that. So just kind of wanted to hang out and see what the first virtual meetup was all about.
Well, thank you so much. And some of you may know Brad and Jennifer. They spoke at the last meetup, and Brad has an ongoing series with the Whatcom IT professionals right now. He's graciously doing a humongous overview of the OSI model and networking in general. So it's pretty awesome what he's already demonstrated and is teaching us. So thank you so much, Brad. Appreciate it.
Very welcome.
Yeah, Michael, did you want to take the lead before we dive into this wonderful world of Discord? Do you have anything you wanted to announce or mention?
He walked off camera.
Oh, did he? Of course, the minute I start.
I think Michael's left the building.
Michael has left the building. He left me in charge with all the cool controls. Okay, here he comes. Now that he's back, though, we got to be careful.
You had to get a refill.
You got to get a refill. Hey, Michael.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Was there before I dive into this Discord business, was there anything you wanted to discuss announcement-wise, or anything tag-oriented you wanted to discuss with the group?
Sure. Yeah. So I'll keep it briefer than usual, and check in tomorrow for the let's call it the exhaustive version. But basically, we launched several programs on Friday, sort of a combination of our April newsletter and our spring programs. And the membership committee, Austin, Carl, and Garth, we've been busy doing these things. The two I wanted to highlight real specifically, we already talked about Discord, was the mentorship program, and that's been launched. So we're seeking mentees and mentors to apply, as well as our consulting program. We're offering free consulting for nonprofits, and in order to do so, it's really an application similar to the mentorship application that gets shot over to me, and I meet with them initially, and then try to match them up with a TAG member that's volunteered some of their time. And we've already worked on a few projects with some companies, and excited to help make a difference.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I definitely want to emphasize the mentorship program. We did launch that, and it was a little bit hindered due to the coronavirus. We had kind of an in-person plan set up. We had to, what is that word? Come up with a plan on the fly. And so, I mean, it's all working out. Let me post the mentorship location here. We definitely need mentors. So if you're interested, please take your time to fill that out. should be in the chat there. I know almost everybody in this room would make a great mentor. So if you're interested and you have the time at home right now, this is a good time to kind of jump in. And it's something that I think we can really we can make some changes in some individuals' lives by doing this. So let's definitely hop in and get on board, and let's get this mentorship moving forward. I think we have a close date in 2.5 weeks, if I recall.
Right.
Yeah, so we should have about 2.5 weeks so you can fill out. If you have any questions at all, you can ask myself on Discord. You can give me a call, send me an email. Same with Michael, Carl, and of course Garth. So any one of us you can contact, and we can get you some information on that. Without further ado, let's kind of dive into Discord. I'm really happy that the screen share was working as intended. And if you see any troll-related stuff on my Discord right now, you're just going to have to deal with it. I probably should have set up, I had a virtual machine set up where I was recording a video, but my audio was so poor that I'd had to make the decision to kind of do this on the fly. So we're going to do so right now. Hopefully everybody can see this right now.
Good.
Where I'm at. Looks good. Awesome. That's what I like to see. I don't know if my camera's still going as well, but I'll be.
It is on the other screen.
Is it? Okay, awesome. So we'll keep that going. Maybe I can change it over here. Nope, it paused. Okay. So I didn't like that. Okay, cool. Well, let me grab my notes here and we'll get going on it. So if you don't know what Discord is a wonderful social tool that you can download by going to www.discord.com. And you'll end up with something that kind of looks similar to this without all the servers. One of the things I wanted to talk about right off the bat is how servers work. They call them servers, and how to join and create a server. You can see on the left-hand side all these little circles. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Is my mouse appearing as well? Okay, awesome. So on the left-hand side, we have different servers over here that anybody can create. Anybody can join. Well, not anybody can join. You can send invites to get people to join, or you can create a public server to allow people to join. But they call them servers. They're not true servers, but they're servers nonetheless. And these servers host a plethora of social tools. These different tools will appear to the right of them, and they start off with different categories where you can categorize between two major subsets. One is a text channel and one is a voice channel. Text channel, you can post text. It's up to the server owner and how they create it, but for the most part, in general, you can have a text channel to obviously talk to each other in text. They have GIF formats, pictures. There are some limitations to it, but if that's the wrong channel. We need to go to a welcome channel, for example, and within the server. You can do quite a bit here. Let's go to general channel here. We can post a GIF of a cat. Why don't we do that? Why don't we post a GIF of a cat? And you're able to do a lot of different things within these kind of subset categories. And that kind of goes along with the different voice channels you can create inside those, inside these. What do you call them? Sub categories, I guess you would call them. And you can really kind of organize it how it would best suit your organization or your needs. And so that's kind of a cool deal. In the voice channels, you have some ability to mute people, just kind of like Zoom or any other voice platform. You have the ability to mute somebody as a server owner. You can allow certain different roles, and we'll get into roles here in a moment and how they work. And you can kind of lock it down fairly well if you take the time and learn how to do it and set it up correctly, which Michael did a great job on this.
He's an expert now.
He is an expert now, and there is a lot to it. So, but as a user, I mean, you're primarily going to be looking for being able to join or search. We can go down to the bottom left-hand corner and go server discovery and look for so many different servers. Like here's a Rainbow Six server, and this is a video game server. I'm sorry.
If you searched our server without having previously joined it, would you find it?
Ooh, let's find out here real quick. Oh my goodness. Server discovery. Let's go to Tag Northwest. I'm really hoping that it'll populate for us. No, I think since we are a member, or I am a member already, but it would populate for otherwise if someone were to type Tag Northwest in there. So it's kind of a cool look. We got people commenting. I mean, so some of you figured out you can use emojis to react to different things as well. That all comes down to individual channels. And it also comes down to roles. So roles are going to be on the right-hand side. When you join a new server, for example, for my streaming one, we just created the streaming server here. We have created a couple of different roles over here. We created a moderator role, an administrative role, and a member role. And these different roles can allow you to allow different users based on their roles to join different subcategories or channels. And if you have any questions, please stop me if I'm kind of rattling off, because I tend to do that quite often. But this is kind of separated out where you can create different roles, and depending on your role is the security access you can gain to each individual channels, whether it be voice or text. And certain situations, for example, in the admin view, I don't know if you as a user can see even the admin section or the subcategory.
You cannot.
You shouldn't be able to.
It's hidden.
It should be hidden. So and so that's kind of a cool feature as well, being able to hide channels from the general user base, being able to have private moderator channels or whatever it may be. But your roles are going to be dictated by whoever has the permissions, generally the server owner or moderators, to distribute those roles. And as we can see over here, we have, David Hirsch, Kevin Berklin, Gina, Carl. They all have different roles, and you can have multiple roles as well. Like Carl, for example, is a mod, has a leadership role, organizer, member role, and that really allows the flexibility to create the different security levels within the Discord server, and it also allows some fine tuning within individual server settings. And maybe that's a little bit more advanced than what most people will be using it for, but I just want everyone to kind of be aware that there is such a robust system. And, when you join a server, we have a couple in here that don't have roles yet. And, we can add a role here, or I don't have the permission to do so, but normally you could add a role here to each individual person. And that's kind of did I just not see it there?
I think you can give, for instance, Eric a member role.
Yeah, let's try that. We may have to go through. I mean, we're still fine tuning the tag Discord here. I don't see the ability to. But if we were to go over to the one I just created here, for example, I see Tessa in here. Let's give her a role of dude and dudettes. That'll give her access to different channels that she previously didn't have.
And Austin,
yes, sir.
Might be worth mentioning those roles are completely definable. They're not
absolutely,
set.
Absolutely. So. And if you actually want to get to kind of go on with that, Garth, to get more in depth with that, we can actually add in custom integration and webhook tools. And I can kind of show you that right now.
Baby.
So this is, yeah, exactly. So this is what's really cool, and this is pretty advanced. So I'll briefly go over this. The way that Taylor and I set up this one, we literally set the server up yesterday. I just started getting back into my streaming. I used to stream on Twitch. And so we created a integration webhook that allows my subscribers to automatically join and connect their Discord channel to their Twitch account, and they automatically are detected as a subscriber based on their tier level, and they can join different channels based on that. And it will be removed once it's removed from Twitch, once they unsubscribe. So you can get as in-depth as you want with it, with different integrations, and so it's very cool to be able to have the ability to do so. Any questions so far before I continue? Awesome. The next major thing I wanted to go through was the how my account settings work. And I'm a little bit afraid that I'm going to have personal info pop up here, but you know what? I'm going to.
You're brave, dude.
I'm brave. So I don't have anything really to hide. It's nothing crazy, but just personal details. So the account settings are pretty robust as an individual user. I see Michael laughing over there, but we have. Sorry about the cough as well. We have quite a bit of settings that we can kind of go through. And you know what? I'll just go through it because I'm not afraid. Okay, it just has my Gmail email here. So, if we were to go in here, we can select edit, and you can do this from your phone as well. And you can change your, for my account settings, you can change your picture. You can change your username. And some people don't fully understand how the username works and what the numbers are, so I'll briefly go over that. Discord has an awesome feature where they allow anybody to pick whatever username they want. That is followed by 4 sets of numbers to allow multiple usernames. So when you say, hey, add me on Discord as a friend so we can video chat, you need to make sure, for example, my username is tie-dye dude, and my numbers are #8017. So if you were to search for me, you would have to have the full tag, even though your username is just tie-dye dude or Michael Gann, whatever it is. You have to have those four numbers at the end, which you can actually customize if you upgrade their, basically their Amazon Prime version of Discord, the upgraded version. You can customize those individual numbers. But that is something to keep in mind, as a lot of people who are new users don't fully understand that. They don't understand why there's numbers and why they can't change it. So that is there to allow. So, for example, if we had Garth hop in there and put his name as tie-dye dude as well, he would be able to do so with some numbers at the end. So that was really intuitive of Discord developers to create a system like that, instead of allowing somebody to have tie-dye dude 04734 hashtag, whatever it is. So that was really smart to do that. Always recommend two-factor authentication, especially if you're going to be using this primarily. Backup codes, always keep your backup codes. I have mine set up through SMS. Well, I don't have mine through SMS, but it is on there. I do have the authenticator, which I highly recommend using. The next major thing would be the voice and video setting. If your voice and video is not working, this is going to be your go-to. And once again, we'll escape and go back down here in the bottom left-hand corner. If you're on computer, I believe if you're on phone, it should be, let me pull that up real quick, just so we're all on the same page. I know some folks are on the phone. It'll be in the top left-hand corner when you select the three line icons, and you'll have the ability to access your account in the bottom right-hand corner from your profile picture. But within the user settings and the voice and video, if you ever have audio issues or video issues, this is where you're going to kind of hop in and check out the input device and output device, input volume, output volume. I have voice activities. You can see mine is set to voice activity. A lot of Discords, server admins set their users to force push to talk. And if I recall, the default button is V Victor. I'd have to double check that for voice, but they do that in order to keep the chatter down, especially depending on the use of what they're using it for. I'll use video games, for example. You don't want 20 people and they're talking at once during a match, so a lot of times they have push to talk on. So if you hop in a server and you can't figure out why you can't be heard, you can't talk, they may have push to talk on. So keep that in mind as well. Voice activity is as you can see, mine is going up and down, where you can kind of set your voice activity to without having push to talk. We have the different webcam section where you can set up your webcam. They have a lot of different codecs options. I guess not a lot. They have a couple of codecs options, and just basic.
Do those increase in number as you add other drivers and applications?
No, they do not. They have a very static. So it's kind of they used to. In the beta
Like
version,
OBEX?
they did. Yeah, they in the beta version they did, and people were having trouble figuring it out, unfortunately. So they kind of created I don't want to say AI, but they created a auto detection based on your setup. And so every time you connect, it auto detects in the background. So, and I know that just from speaking to some of the developers at different events that I've met them at. So it's pretty awesome, and the fact that it's pretty much plug and play at this point. And that was the direction they originally wanted to go. They wanted to make it very easy and simple for people to use and figure out, but they also wanted to have a little bit of ability to change some, fine-tune some settings. So the overlay, I'm sorry, does somebody have a question?
Yeah. So I think, does Nitro affect what those options are, and does the OS that you're on affect those options?
Sure. I can't answer on the OS. Frankly, I don't know if it changes based on the operating system you're using. I do know that Discord Nitro is it's awesome way to support, and I've had it for years. I no longer have it. I just don't really see the benefit to it. There is some benefits if you're doing a lot of screen sharing. For example, if you're Taylor and I did a lot of screen sharing with Discord back in the day during development work, and it was really hard to see with their 720. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. So you can have a benefit of getting 1080. 60 frames a second by upgrading to Discord Nitro, but it does not allow you to have more setting options when you upgrade to Nitro. All Nitro allows you to do is have bigger upload sizes, 1080 video. You can have custom emojis for your server. You have priority server use, and you're allowed to change the tag number you have within your name. So it depends on how frequently and what use you're using Discord as. If you're willing to fork up the $10 a month or $100 a year, I do recommend obviously the $100 a year if you're going to, but that's just me. So hopefully, did that answer your question, Michael? Okay, cool, sweet. So the overlay is a great application to have if you're multitasking or using different applications, game applications or any other applications. Yeah, you can shift tilde and to pull that up, and if you're in a voice channel, you can see who's talking, and that's very helpful if you only have one monitor. So I would highly recommend having your overlay enabled. I don't have mine enabled because I have multiple monitors, so I just keep it up on a separate monitor myself. But if you only, yes, yeah, please.
So I'm on a Linux machine, and I do
Okay.
not see the overlay. Is that something that you've installed, or is that a difference between the Windows and the Linux versions?
So you may have found the difference in operating systems. Again, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of experience with Discord on Linux or Macintosh operating systems. So for me personally, I've only used PC and iPhone. Well, I guess it does work on Mac products as it's on my iPhone, but I don't know about that, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Garth.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, it's kind of a cool deal. This was implemented, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago. So this is a kind of a cool overlay to have, and you can kind of fine tune it as well. Notifications are a big one. If you download a Discord on your computer and you're hearing it go off all day long, this is a good way to turn them off. And as you can tell, I have almost everything turned off. The ones I would recommend keeping on are user join and user leave. Especially if you're in a voice channel with a bunch of friends and you're talking smack when you shouldn't be, and somebody sneaks in on you. No, I'm just kidding. I expect everyone here not to do that, but you know, it's kind of good to have an announcement when somebody joins. You know, it's kind of appropriate deal, and that kind of goes to the etiquette that we'll talk about here in a moment. Discord etiquette 101. So you know, there's a lot of different audio settings, notification settings you can have set up. And very quickly, we'll talk about notification settings in here. Each server, you can have individual notification settings. It used to be globally. Luckily, they have fine-tuned it into individual servers. For myself, I only have mentions on. So if you mention me, I'll hear a bing, and I'll go check it out. This is a good way to keep up with what you want to keep up with. You can also, I don't know if they've done it yet. They were talking about allowing individual no, they didn't. So they originally were talking about as well having individual categories have notifications set up per category, but it looks like they didn't implement that. So that's okay. Oh no, they did. They did have notifications. Okay, so it's individual channel. They just didn't do a subcategory. So for example, in the general channel, you are able to change the notifications. So that is pretty awesome. So, you know, if you want to know what's happening all the time in one specific channel, that's a good way to do so. Very glad they implemented that. With the notification settings, I think that's pretty much the whole shebang. Oh, yes, key bindings. These are a big one. A big one that basically makes this whole talk worthwhile. Key bindings are so critical, in my opinion, for a Discord use. You don't want to have an open mic. If you join a channel, there's not push to talk. You do not want to have your mic open all the time. You will annoy everybody in your Discord, and nobody will want to hang out with you. So some of the buttons that I want to recommend primarily is push to mute. That's a great one. If you're using Discord in unison with another application, what push to mute does is mute your Discord. And if you have another microphone usage in another application, it won't interfere with that. So, you know, this is a great example. You're playing, and I know not everybody here plays video games, but this is, you know, Discord is primarily created for gamers. So that and it's now being transitioned into regular other uses. So if you have a video game up and you want to talk inside the game to other players, but you don't want your Discord buddies to hear it because they're standing right next to you in the game, Well, what push to mute does, and mine's set to mouse 4, when I hit the button, it mutes me in Discord, but I'm still able to talk to the people in the game. So you're not basically doubling up what you're saying to to the same group of people. So push to mute is a great one to have. Toggle deafen is another great button to have. If you are in a Discord and Discord channel, a voice channel with somebody. These are all for voice channels, obviously. But toggle deafen will allow your headset and your microphone to mute. Basically mutes everything at once. So if you're in a Zoom meeting and in a Discord channel and you need to hear what's happening in the Zoom meeting, you can hit a single button. I have mine set to my end button. I select, when I hit that button, it mutes everything. So I can hear everything else going on around me and every other application. Discord is completely mute at that point in time. So toggle deafen is another one. Toggle mute is the third one I highly recommend using. This is the one I use all day long. If I'm in a Discord channel and I hit my right control button, it just mutes my microphone. I can still hear. So I can mute my microphone. So if I'm, hanging out with some people, we're doing some work stuff in Discord, for example, and I haven't eaten in 10 hours and I want to eat, I hit my right control button, it mutes my microphone. I'm able to eat my pizza and chips without completely ruining everyone else's ears. When you're eating a microphone and it's right in somebody's ears, it's not the best outcome, I've learned. So some people in here I think are laughing. Yeah, they get cranky. I know a couple people specifically in this who are listening right now who have had that experience of me telling them to mute their microphone a few different times. So that's always a fun one. Last and final is Discord Etiquette 101, and we kind of just touched on that. Don't chew food on the microphone. Do not eat on the microphone. You will not make friends doing that. Do not eat candy on the microphone. It's kind of a widely accepted gaming rule. It's a widely accepted professional rule. You don't eat and drink on the microphone. Stuff happens, but just try to keep a mindful understanding of that. Michael, for example, did a great job right now when he was speaking. You could hear his kids in the background having a blast, and he muted himself. So he was already kind of on top of it. That kind of comes down to audio etiquette. And I'm sure everybody here knows this. I'm probably just reiterating what you already know. However, I think it's very important to bring this up as we're moving forward in our society with this coronavirus. We're moving forward with different types of social interactions using technology. Some people may not know this, and I do want to make sure everybody understands that. So that's kind of the gist of the Discord 101 overview. I can get into more in-depth discussions if you'd like later on. We can go over to integrations, bot integrations. You can script your own bot out and integrate it into Discord. That's always a lot of fun. That's always
you got
really
some
cool.
resource links for the bots.
Yes.
Some tutorials maybe.
Actually, Taylor may have some on hand. I don't know if he has some. We actually did a couple of our own a few different times. But the deal with it now is because Discord is so widely accepted, there's so many developers out there that have created so many bots that you might as well just grab someone else's code and tweak it how you want at this point in time. That's coming from somebody who likes to build things from the ground up. It's just the resources are there and might as well use it. So, we have a couple other really cool options, being able to turn on and off different games or applications you're using so people can see where you're at. We have streamer mode, which I probably should have turned on right now while I was showing some of this, some of the settings here. We can change our appearances. We can change our text and images. I mean, there's so many different options here, and you can kind of fine tune it how you want. But this is pretty much the basic core understanding of how Discord works, how to join channels, what the different channels are, what you can do with inside of those. At this point in time, I'm going to open it up for questions. Do we have any questions? No.
Well, I'll ask one.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations for bots that you like to use for particular purposes?
Sure, yeah. So we use a couple of different bots. We use a music bot, for example, and that's always a fun one. There's 100 different type of music bots out there. We use a music bot to be able to bring into our channel, and we can request songs from a text channel, or a voice channel, excuse me. So we are able to have the bot automatically join our voice channel that we're in, and we can add songs on the fly through a text channel. So that's always a really cool one. another bot would be a item bot. We use a different item bots, Groovy bot, for example. Ours is we're using a Groovy bot in the channel you saw for the Dude Nation channel that we have. We named it "Dude, Where's My Bot?" That's always fun, you know. And this one is it pulls clips. So Taylor set it up to based on the command with exclamation point command. We can type in a word and then it'll pull some of my past Twitch clips, for example. So it's very robust and there's a lot of different uses you can use it for. I've seen some of the craziest uses ever. Here's a really cool one. Taylor figured out how to create a help desk ticketing system on Discord where it was completely botted out, where somebody could join a text channel, create a ticket, explain their ticket, get an auto response set out, and then it would send to a private subcategory section to allow moderators or help desk users to respond to that ticket as the bot itself through different commands. So there's so many different options you can use on this, and it's just incredible. Can you post some links to your favorite bot? Yeah, absolutely. I think we can definitely post that up. You know what? I think the best place, since this won't stay, will be the Tag Discord. I think we'll post it in there. So, did we have any other questions? I see a couple of people have joined since we've started. Welcome.
So
I had a question. Sorry. Is there video capability in Discord, or is it just voice?
Sure, yeah. So the video capability, I think they bumped it up to 10 because of the coronavirus. Previously, it was 4 or 5. And the only way to use video sharing capability is you can stream in individual voice channels. You can stream video that people can join that channel and then see your stream. Or if you want to have a face-to-face webcam discussion like we are, you'd have to create a private call. So you would have to add a user on the way I showed your name followed by the pound symbol. You would add that person, and then you can call them individually outside of the server usage. So it basically would create a instance that you could speak to them and share your webcam. Now, this is, depending on your use, this is where Discord Nitro might come in handy, as you're only allowed to go up to, I believe, it's 720p at 30 frames a second. So, you know, it kind of depends on what your use is. If you're just hanging out, I would say it's not really worth it. But if you're using it, for example, development, being able to see code on someone else's screen, that was a big one. Surprisingly, it was very hard to see, sharing someone's screen to be able to see some C++. So we would, upgrade to Nitro to be able to use that. Okay, awesome. Perfect.
Cool.
Any other questions?
Not so much a question, but a comment. So the landing page for our server is the welcome channel. And I stuffed very basic how-to things in that, like, you've never seen Discord before and you don't know how it works. And so my goal really is just to build that up with more references. So if anybody has anything to add, I'm happy to include it there.
Awesome, thank you. And I see that Taylor posted a couple of different bots that are utilized. I think there's Discord bots that have a bunch of diverse range of different bots, and the Groovy Discord bot. So that should be in the IT channel of the TAG Northwest. And once again, if you're not in the TAG Northwest Discord, I highly recommend joining. I see a ton of people now coming in here, and I'm really happy to see that, as this is a great resource that can be used on the fly, on your phone, on your computer, and it's really great to be able to interact, and it's very casual. There's a nice casual aspect to it as well. So yeah, well, I think unless we have any more questions, that kind of wraps up tonight's agenda of just kind of going over the Discord 101.
Thanks, Austin.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Any comments or questions or anything outside of the box besides Discord? Anybody wanted to discuss?
Are you, I did have this question earlier. Are you settled on Discord because of the streaming gaming, or I was curious why you use Discord over some more consumer tool like Teams?
Can I jump in on that one?
Please.
So one thing I've noticed in the last especially a couple months, is a lot of these developer communities and tech communities are all moving to Discord, because Discord is more of a community feeling and community based, whereas Slack is more enterprise and corporate style communities. So there's just a lot more flexibility when it comes to Discord. And I had this some long talks with my upper management, and they're all about Discord when it comes to like building smaller communities.
Yeah, I've definitely
Very
seen it
supportive of
used
it.
for like social community aspect, but I've never really seen it used in a business world.
It's
So
it's something like, yeah, exactly. I haven't seen it being used in business either, but I see it being more adopted by just tech communities, and it's going to get to the point where in the next couple years it's going to be like a very known thing. Like, oh, you have, like, it would be strange for someone that hasn't heard of Discord, like it is with Slack. So I
right.
think it's going to jump up there quickly now that things move to virtual.
So
Yeah.
to also kind of follow up with that, I can also touch base on the the different applications, being TeamSpeak, or there was another highly secured. I think Taylor can jump in. I can't remember the name of some type of VoIP and text channel that he was interested in doing some minor development for. But the way that our society has shifted and making things so mainstream and easy to use, Riot, that's what it was, Riot.im. That's also a really awesome tool. But we use TeamSpeak. I use TeamSpeak from 1998, back in the Unreal tournament days, all the way till 2000. I would say 2012, maybe 13. We used TeamSpeak. We set up servers. It was really easy. It was awesome. Yeah, they don't have push to talk, and so a lot of these different applications like TeamSpeak and Riot.im, they just don't have the development team to mainstream, to make it mainstream. They don't have the tools and features. And Discord is the first platform to really bring it together. And this is coming from a guy who I was completely against Discord when it first came out. I thought it was the silliest thing in the world. And I was like, why would I use this over something that I host in my own house on my own server? Why would we use? And then I started seeing the features. I started seeing the mass adoption, and that's what happened. They had a good marketing team. They had a solid vision, and they executed and they followed through. A lot of these other chat platforms have not. For example, Riot, they've had their push to talk feature in progress for a year and a half. I don't know any development team that would take a year and a half to push out a push to talk feature. That seems.
Austin, I think
go ahead.
another thing there that about both Riot and TeamSpeak is installing the servers is not for the faint of heart. Whereas with Discord, it's just off you go. You sign in and you've got your server.
You nailed it, man. It's easy UI, easy. The UX is just brilliantly done. And that you nailed it. It's you can create a server. Anybody can do it. You with 2 clicks of a button, anyone can create a server. And create a TeamSpeak server.
Exactly.
You had to read documentation. You had to understand how IPs worked. You had just very basic firewalls. You had to understand basic IT understanding of everything. So I think you nailed it with that, Garth, as well. So to answer you directly, Marty, I think that's the direction and why Discord is kind of moving down that path. And Tessa mentioned Slack as well. I know a lot of different companies were pushing Slack, but they're not developing the same features as Discord is developing. They're not keeping up. And their development team is more focused on the wrong things. And it's a different market, Even I personally know businesses that are literally leaving Slack for Discord. It's free.
Interesting.
It's
Yeah.
easy to use. That's a big one. It's free. It's free right now.
Yeah, I haven't really seen a use case for Slack lately anymore with all these other free both business and consumer tools in the same space,
And Slack is free to a certain point.
Like
Discord
10 users or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, and I can tell you this: Taylor and I have had, and he may correct me on here, but I'm pretty sure we hit past 10,000 users. And once you hit 10,000 users in a Discord server, it stops showing the members. I think Tessa was there too in that Discord when we had 10,000 plus users. What platform allows you to have 10,000 users in a single Discord? Plus, that's insane for free. We did it all for free. We tried to partner with them. We couldn't get partnered, but it doesn't matter. It was free. So,
do you think Discord has replaced forums as well?
I do. And I've been a forum user for a very long time. So like I said, since 1998. I'm still a young guy. So some of you older folks in here may have been using some IIRC back in the day. But,
Bite your tongue.
Yeah. But, I do. I really think that forums have its place. I don't think they're going to just go away. When cars were introduced, when horses were around, horses didn't just disappear overnight. There was some integration, and slowly horses were phased out. We still have horses today. People still raise horses, so we're still going to have forums. I don't see forums going away anytime soon. But why would I spend the time going to a website, logging in, spending all this time typing this all when I can literally click one button, open Discord, and all my channels are there, and I can just start typing away. And it's so the user interface is so well done and so easy. And once again, this is coming from somebody who was anti-Discord when it first came out. So this is pretty incredible.
I wanted to jump in to share some of the thought process of TAG using Discord. It's going to mirror almost all the comments. So we historically we had our own Slack channel. We used it internally. We didn't publicize it. It wasn't really a thing we promoted. And there were some limitations. There was message limitations that basically those messages would go away after a certain period of time. Basically, the free Slack is much more limited than the free Discord. On top of Discord's ability of using pretty easy audio and video chat, and it's also able to be organized and structured a little different. Austin shared his screen, and there was a bunch of categories there that aren't available in Slack, and so it was really easy to kind of organize and compartmentalize what we used to use Slack for, which was partial internal communications and partial, community hub type communications. And if you sort of add up all of the pros, there wasn't a con. We couldn't really figure one out. So that's why we kind of jumped all in on that. And Discord's already expanded the sort of the video use. We haven't really played with that as much. For instance, this whole conversation possibly could have been done just on Discord, which is interesting. The one thing that they don't have as much is the sort of the record option, but I think that's sort of just a bonus. But I shared a link that we read a few weeks ago, or I guess a few months ago now, about goodbye Slack, hello Discord. But basically, like the comments earlier, there has been a little bit of a wave of folks leaving Slack for other options, and Discord has been one of them. Add that to a lot of people already use Discord, and it's easy to add just another server into their system without kind of requiring them to do a whole new thing. It has been pretty great.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. I got that article. Appreciate you posting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And I do think that for a lot of uses, forums are relatively dead. But for some, for different types of communities, I think forums will always have a purpose. But for instance, TAG had a forum, short-lived, and just nobody wants to. In our community, everybody wants to be in person, and now we can't, and so we're using Discord. Everybody wants kind of have like this real-time interaction, and communities that don't need that real-timeness, I think forums will live on for a while. But I can't imagine like how many teenagers right now are using like a forum.
Yeah, nobody, right?
None.
Zero.
Yeah,
Most of the communication that happens for the international high school robotics teams happens over a Discord channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See.
Wow. So I think that underlines the scenario. Forums are done.
And as you can see, I'm old school. And one thing that I'm having to get used to with Discord is the lack of threads.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a kind of a stream of consciousness chat.
Yeah, I've had a really difficult time, and I'm not old school. I have that same problem in our Discords. It's like I log in and we've got like this PDX LAN chat, and it's just got like 40 new posts. I'm like, what is everyone doing?
Yeah. I would echo that. I think that it would be nice to have threads. The general idea would be that you just have a good, solid idea of how to use channels and categories, and hopefully that solves that problem, but I would like to see threads added into
It's the
Discord.
one thing that keeps us using Slack for Makerspace is the ability to do threads, because we need to do compartmentalized conversations that everyone can still see without cluttering, that stream of consciousness. And as soon as they add that to Discord, I suspect we'll jump real quick.
Yeah.
I do know they have been working on that for a very long time. It's been 2 years of something like that in development, and I just don't think they feel comfortable yet deploying that. But that's something that I talked to Michael about when he first created this Tag Northwest. Is there is a balance on how big you want channels to be. As you mentioned, I was also in the PDX land for a very long time, and it became too much for me. Same for the Nerd Guild of Bellingham. If you're in that channel, I literally can scroll for almost 10 seconds, and that's how many channels. It's just like this is too much, I think Michael did a really good job. I think that is a good amount of channels for what's happening. And I think when they do have threads, that'll be kind of a next wave of individuals switching over.
It also goes into permissions though as well. A lot of that is like you talked about Makerspace and like how they have separate categories, and if there's not people that you want to like have access to see it but not post in that channel, that's how we deal with a lot of our stuff, at least on our personal ones. Is a lot of people can see some of our channels but they can't post in them. It keeps a lot of that like chatter down. Something that helps as well. But just a lot of permission based stuff is you can get really in detail with.
Yeah, that's the server section on the tag Discord. The general goal is to try to capture those references and keep the chatter down, like you mentioned.
Just like perfect for like announcement channels, stuff like that, where you want to get out information and have people see it but not comment, but they could add emojis, which is always fun.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. Well, we hit 8 o'clock. I think we're going to end it off here. If there's any last comments, feel free to throw them out there real quick. Otherwise, tomorrow, let me go back here. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock, there's the, and if you want to know about events coming up, inside the server categories, there's an events channel, a text channel, where Michael, and I'm so glad he did this, Michael has all the events there. Super easy to find with links. So, you can do it the lazy way of looking and clicking and joining, and it's as simple as that. So I highly recommend utilizing that channel. That's what I'm going to be using. So tomorrow it looks like at noon, we have another lunch on Wednesdays. So let's all hop in there if we can, if you're able to. Other than that, I'm going to call it a meeting. If you're wanting to hang out a little bit more, I will be streaming here on my personal stream in the next probably 30 minutes. So I'll be hopping on playing some Escape from Tarkov. So otherwise, thank you all so much for coming out and attending our first virtual meetup. This is pretty awesome. And I wish you well. Do you have any last words, Michael?
Nope, just thanks everyone. And if we and I are excited for this weekly lunch, and we would love for you to stop by, jump in. We'll have maybe half of the content kind of like Austin has done today, kind of like a featured sort of presentation type idea, and then the rest of it conversation. So
sweet.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for putting this together, man. This is cool. I'm looking forward to a lot of the stuff that I saw come out through the email, so it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited as well. There's some cool things. I mean, Kevin Berklin, BTC instructor, he was doing some, he was playing Kotar on Twitch while doing a DNS overview for his students. So he was playing a video game while explaining DNS. When I was gardening, I hopped in there and talked to him a little bit. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So there's a lot of cool events happening.
Thanks, Austin.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much, Austin.
Take care. Appreciate it, everybody. And thanks,
everyone.
See ya. How do I leave? Where's the leave button?
I'm going to end it for you all. Building the nuclear option.
Goodbye, world.
Nuclear option.